Welcome back, Truth Seeker.
Some people never will, and I guess that's why it continues to work for us, right?
Indeed. And Itachi, you, if I'm not mistaken, you quit your day job because they were making you wear a mask or get jabbed or something like that. And in the time you didn't have a job, what was tiding you over was the knowledge, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, I left my job. It was the Bavarian Illuminati Day, August 18th. I answered to a survey, no, I'm not vaccinated, and out of nowhere they have all these problems with me, and then they eventually just, let me go. And I didn't get a job until like Halloween. So through that time, it was able to pay for me moving, pay for those months where I was still going out with friends and had to survive. So it definitely saved me.
Okay, I thought that was the correct story, but the trolls, the trolls are always hanging around and paying attention to everything. I've seen them spamming all over that I lied about Itachi using the knowledge to pay his bills while he didn't have a job, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's
What?
exactly how the story was. So
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
they're insane, man. They just
they really do pay attention to everything. They like know who everyone is. They remember everything that's said. It's like somewhere like it's like they're in a Fed office just taking notes on everything and just trying to use all the information against us. And I'm just like, I swear to God, that's the story. They're saying I'm a liar. God. Itachi, who called in, he had to quit his job because he didn't want to wear his slave muzzle and get vaccinated. You know how he paid the bills? He paid the bills with his knowledge, not having a job. And there's a lot of people in this community that have quit their job permanently and now just bank on this.
I think Simple Truth is someone that can. I don't think him and Zach could ever work together, but I think he's someone who can, definitely be a positive aspect in this community. Just think he needs to change some of his methods and how he tries. I mean, he's the one kind of doing this full time. I'm, got a job. I got this other stuff, and I kind of do this on the side. And, I hate to say it that way, but I kind of do this on the side. I feel like I gotta build myself up, get my resources up before I can even really make an impact, Wow.
Itachi, who called in, he had to quit his job because he didn't want to wear his slave muzzle and get vaccinated. You know how he paid the bills? He paid the bills with his knowledge, not having a job.
I mean, he's the one kind of doing this full time. I'm, got a job. I got this other stuff, and I kind of do this on the side.
I love it. I love it.
Have you ever been able to do this? I started doing the betting, and that's a great question. I started doing the betting, I signed up with Simple Truth July, 2020, when the NBA game came back. And I'll never forget, the first game was a Houston Rockets game. They win off a rebound on the free throw line. They get the rebound and score a layup. So that's when I started. So no, I'm not able to live off of it yet. Still learning, and
Yeah, no, it's actually it's like a mental illness to stick around this long and not profit off the community. The sad thing is they probably are profiting off the community and still keeping people away from it, but they're just around so long. If you're not benefiting off of it, because there are some people who are actually around so long and aren't agents, but are just trolls, waiting for us to be wrong and stuff. I think those people are, actually worse than the agents. Yeah.
Like, are they addicted to it? You know what I mean? I gotta prove them wrong. What makes no sense why you waste so much time of your life to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
after
there's
the
one guy
Super
who's been
Bowl
trolling me for 7 straight years now, every day, it's his job. And lately he's been making videos too. And it's just what, I mean, what kind of guy is that just trolls another man for 7 years straight? I mean, it's I don't know what's going on with that guy. So. everyone's going through the same thing. It is the most frustrating thing. It's like, God, I swear to God, the people that care the most about this work are the trolls. They're always the first here and the first to post.
They must be freaking bots. Like who's got that much time? Unless you're right, they're like freaking on salary, and their job is just to like literally.
I really think that's what it is, man, and it kind of makes sense because I mean we've exposed something big in the world. I mean, it's no joke. I mean, casinos are in the business of taking money from people. This community's been taking a lot of money from the casinos for years now, but especially we've really murdered March Madness this year. But we've really murdered March Madness this year. But I think this is a spot to cover on the wheel right here. Villanova, Gonzaga. And if I had to pick right now, if you have them both in the tournament, you don't even have to pick the champion. I mean, that'd be a great payout. And by the way, one more thing. If I'm right about Villanova and Gonzaga, I'm pretty sure that then we know 3 of the 4 Final Four teams. And we'll see when the bracket comes out if it's possible. But keep it in mind, if it's possible when it comes out, I think this is right. I think Villanova's in the Final Four, Gonzaga's in the Final Four, and so is Arizona, because Arizona has the new rookie coach who just came over from Mark Few. But I really like this Villanova-Gonzaga narrative based on what they did today, how it all lines up. How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything. And I really do like that the championship is 108 days after the Pope's birthday. Again, he's 85. Villanova, the most 85 team at this point. And again, that's a big number there at Villanova, 108. So what I'm saying is I definitely favor Villanova. They were my first thought. I'm going back to that, plus the numbers suggest it. How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything. No. We're going to talk about Kentucky and Arizona as another possibility because of Devin Booker, who played at Kentucky. Remember, the Suns just had a massive ritual on the day they put out the bracket. So we're going to talk about the possibility of Kentucky, Arizona, because I noticed something with the numbers of Kentucky's coach that would fit in with the ritual that happened with the Suns, who Devin Booker now plays on. And again, Devin Booker's in Arizona. If it was Kentucky versus Arizona, it could be a tribute to Devin Booker. The other thing about Kentucky, the other thing that really got me thinking about Kentucky is right now they are 8-4 in tournaments in the championship. 8-4 in championships. If they lost this year, they could fall to 8-5 while the Pope is 85. So if Kentucky and Arizona faced, that might be a good sign for the Wildcats. Kentucky, again, they're 8-4 in championships, so that stands out to me in a big way. Again, just 85, hot number. If they made it to the championship and lost, they would be 8-5, and their next loss is their 54th. And again, the championship is on the coach's 54th day of his age. If they won it, it's 53 days after his birthday. If they stayed on 53. But remember, just that huge 54 ritual with the Suns and Devin Booker, who played at Kentucky. So that's why I notice, Arizona-Kentucky is a possible matchup in the championship. And if it was that, man, I would like Arizona to win that based on the whole 54 thing. How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything. No. I'm right about everything. We've really murdered March Madness this year, but
Oh, and yeah, the sports betting angle, I mean, I still get comments from people asking about sports, and I always tell them, don't waste your time. Can you win with in sport betting with Gematria, sure. But here's the thing. I want you to look at it this way. Let's say you have 100 people betting on sports, right? And they're all using Gematria. A lot of those people are going to be coming to different conclusions about the winners, okay? People think different things are significant. Out of those 100 people, 10 of them are probably going to do really well. And those 10 people are all going to say Gematria is why I won. But then there's also going to be 90 people who did okay or did poorly, and they're either going to blame Gematria or say it doesn't matter. That's what we're looking at these days. And yes, there are sports games that are rigged by the numbers. Yes, that's 100% true. And sometimes you may be able to tell ahead of time. That's true. I believe that. But I want everybody to think very carefully about what happened in 2016, which to me is ultimate proof that Vegas monitors sports bets and then changes results of games, okay? So when we look at sports predictions, Zach's ultimate prediction was Super Bowl 50. He called Panthers-Broncos back in like October. He even said there would be a Black Panther tribute at halftime. He was right. And then we saw Cam Newton jump away from the football at the end of the game, which proved that the game was rigged. So that was awesome. That was amazing. And that got a lot of people into numerology, and that was great. Right after he made that pick and that came true, within a couple of weeks, he told everybody that the next Super Bowl was going to be Colts and Vikings, and that the Colts would be winning. Which is a pretty remarkable thing to claim in the immediate aftermath, right? So what happened? Everybody put their money in on the Colts. I even put like $50 in on the Colts to win the Super Bowl. And that's where all the money was going in Vegas. When I was in Vegas in 2016 and I bet on the Colts, the guy at the booth laughed because he's been getting so many bets on the Colts, right? So then what happens? Fast forward to December 24th, 2016. The Colts and Vikings in week 16 of the NFL both lose, thus both eliminated from the playoffs in the same day. On that same day, both teams scored 25 points, which is pretty rare in American football. And as far as both teams scoring 25 points, the Super Bowl ended up being held on 2-5. That same day, Hubbard's house got hit by a car. Okay?
Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This is what the damage looks like from the outside. The Christmas Eve special. First time there's ever been crime scene tape at the house. Hopefully the last. Ugh. Yeah, they got it pretty good, truth seeker. Have to fix the window and a whole lot more. Holy smokes, you know? So yeah, that's where the door used to be. But yeah, the garage, it's seen better days. A lot better.
So think about that. Here you have Zach, who essentially broke the system with his prediction, right? And then he makes these predictions, which... And then those two teams get eliminated the same day his house is hit by a car. So again, I'm not saying that Zach was in on it. I'm saying that Vegas saw what was happening. They realized Zach figured out their code, and then they gave him grief and eliminated his teams on the same day. That's because the forces in Vegas, the forces who are rigging professional sports, will not enrich the public because they learned their code. That's not how this works. And now that the code has been discovered, everything is scattered. Everything's out there. So, you know, sports betting, again, this is another thing that brings you into lower vibrations, because instead of you taking control of your own world, making your own decisions, going about your own destiny, you're looking at guys playing a kid's game on television and putting your emotional stock into it. Not just your emotions, but the wealth and value that you've worked hard for, you're putting into their efforts, and they don't care about you. They don't know who you are. They're making way, way more money for losing than you would be for winning. So why are you putting your money in that? It's crazy to me. But that's what's happening. That's the truth about sports. And Zach doesn't want you to know that. He just wants you to know that he made a few really good predictions. Those came true. And as long as you're roped in based on that knowledge, then he's got you, right? He's not betting on sports. He's getting money from people on Patreon who are taking his information and betting. So, I apologize to those of you who still want to defend him.
And something, well, I'll save it for later, what I was going to say. Just understand, a lot of these people on YouTube who have big channel numbers, I'm not really sure they have the subscribers we think they do. You just look at, like, their Patreon page, for example. SciManDan has over 400,000 subscribers. He's got 200 people on his Patreon. Yours truly's been deleted 20-some times, so my YouTube channel's never gotten that big. But I have over 6,000 people on my Patreon page. Again, I think YouTube makes me look very small and then inflates channels like this that maybe don't have the following people think they do. But anyway, let's take a look here at SciManDan and see how he tried to debunk my work, which he didn't do at all. You might think he did, but anyway. This guy, again, YouTube promotes certain people and makes it look like they have a big following. You'd think a guy has nearly 500,000 subscribers, he'd have more than 200 people on his Patreon page. Okay, hold on. Let's come back to SciManDan's video.
When it comes...
I let it go to sleep, so hold on. We got to sit through another ad for SciManDan. He can use the ad revenue based on how small his Patreon subscriber count is, so let's help him out here. Little charity for SciManDan.
Wow, what a dick.
Outer Space also has that Gematria 57, and Conspiracy also has the Gematria 51 and 57, and many conspiracy researchers contend that the moon landing was actually filmed at Area 51.
Oh my days, it's just endless, isn't it?
But again, I mean, you can do that and go, oh my God, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, but is it not possible? I want SciManDan to explain how the flag was waving on the moon. I never hear anyone take on that point. I just always hear him do things like that. Oh my God, so stupid. How's the flag waving on the moon in the footage? And again, these are the same people that flock to channels like SciManDan and just take these nonsensical arguments. I mean, these aren't even arguments. This is just mocking and acting like you're on a higher plateau. Again, take a look at your itty-bitty Patreon subscriber count, and then you'll find out how many people really value your work, SciManDan. Almost nobody. Here's what else is very interesting about this. Today's date numerology is 61, and planet Mars has the gematria of 61.
Talk about trying to make it fit. Date numerology and adding the word planet in front of Mars? Absolute joke.
It's not an absolute joke. Again, date numerology goes hand in hand with gematria. These are both forms of numerology. They're a perfect pair. And also, is it unfair to say planet Mars? Is it not referred to as planet Mars? We do refer to it as Mars and planet Mars. Let me see. So, anyhow, I mean, this language is completely fair. Mars, the planet Mars. What are the odds of this? A rover landing on Mars on a date with 61 numerology. Again, the rover launched on a Thursday. It's landing on a Thursday. Thursday is what is related to it is related to Jupiter, but it's also related to Zeus, who's the god of all gods, per the Romans. And again, all roads lead to Rome.
Well, Zeus was god of all gods for Greece, not Rome.
Okay, but it's the same thing. Jupiter is the Roman god name for Zeus. It's the same damn thing. I mean, this is just, okay, misspeak. Jupiter, Zeus, same thing. All right?
Say what you meant, cocksucker.
He's also God of all gods in this house. Isn't that right, buddy? Susie.
Man, I know a lot. Hey, I don't have anything against cats, but I don't know SciManDan. Maybe he's got a girlfriend there, and that's why he's got a cat in the house. But again, I'd be suspicious of any single man who has cats. The FDA recently approved 54 different sizes of anal condoms, a thing that a man who might be single who has a cat might know a thing or two about, but the FDA approved 54 sizes of anal condoms on the 54th day of the year, and they said it was done in an experiment between 18 and 54-year-olds, and they said there were 252 men in that experiment. Maybe you were one of them, SciManDan. But they didn't choose 252 men by accident. It's because Sodom and Gomorrah equals 252. I'm quite confident that 33,000 can more than cover it. If there's extra money from this project, what it can be used for is doing the next awareness campaign. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe in DC, spend a little money and put together a nice documentary film interviewing people about what's going on in the world, teaching them this knowledge, see how they respond.
Revolution, keeping people in circles.
Network revolution. You know, here's what I'll say. If this money, or if this account raises $5,000 in the next couple days, if it raises $5,000 in the next 48 hours, I will go to Washington, D.C., and I will stay there for... I should be able to stay there up until the election, at least on $5,000.
In the beginning of this video, he did talk about going out there to with Jeff Young and to DC and all that, but you know, he ended up saying it on his radio show or another YouTube video that he wasn't going to be able to do that, and he couldn't leave his girlfriend alone in his house after being robbed and all this other stuff. And
I watched the video. It was downing on me. And he called me 3 days before this, and he was like, I don't really know if I want to come out to Philly. My house is getting vandalized. I'm worried for my girl. I'm like, dude, I just like promoted the shit out of you and put you all over everything. You're a part of this, got you an Airbnb, ready to come. And he was like, he said on his live stream, they're supposedly going to pay me back for travels. I'm like, dude, you need to be like my ally right now. It takes a lot to put one of these things on. I'm giving you a platform. You're like the OG of Gematria. And you're going to like fucking bash on it like that. So,
I mean, yeah, like he and I have had our differences about, you know, what we take on Gematria and what we think is going on. He kind of froze me out on one of his shows back in like February. And, you know, and then like he went on another podcast. He went on that Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli. And for some reason, he never mentioned the calculator. Like he could have just told him to go to my website and type the stuff in so people could see it. Would have made the presentation a hell of a lot better. And he ignored my website the whole time. And it's like at the time I was suggesting that one of these deaths was organic, and
anyway, fuck him. So yeah, so
okay, so that's what I said a little over a year ago, and that's the comment that he's still upset about a year later. Calling me a whiny little bitch, attacking my manhood. You know, mentioning the calculator would have been nice on the podcast. And was it a little egoic? Not really. I don't think so. I think it would have made the presentation better. Again, it has nothing to do with me, but the work. So right after that, Zach makes a video and starts attacking my manhood. Says I'm not a true man because I own a cat. And then he proceeds to bring up details from a private conversation I had with him about a relationship. And then uses that as ammo. And at that point, I stopped listening because it was obvious he was just trying to embarrass me. But I was like, what the hell is he doing? Based on that comment where I made a light criticism of one of his appearances for his work, and he goes and attacks my personality, my personal life, that was pretty messed up. So did my comment that you just saw seriously warrant him calling me a bitch a year later? No, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, Zach did originally draw eyes to my work, and for that, I'm thankful, you know, but it's not like he got nothing in return. You know, Gematria, again, it's very visual. The calculator made his videos far more appealing, and his posts. And he'd be foolish to deny that. You know, and it's funny, too, that he had his YouTube channel for 3 or 4 years before my calculator, but then it only took about 3 or 4 months after my calculator went live when his channel was deleted. So that goes to show you that, hey, you know, it really amped up. This stuff it was too good at that point for them to continue have spreading on YouTube.
And a lot of people will falsely claim that in Hebrew, NASA means to deceive, which is not true. You guys who say that, you need to research instead of regurgitate what you see in YouTube videos.
I'm starting to like this guy. Indeed, that is not true, and you hear flat earthers say it quite a lot.
But there are a lot of people who put out false information to mislead, and a lot of those people are in the flat earth community, and those same misleaders will routinely say that I'm a shill and I never expose NASA, which is a blatant lie. I have a book exposing NASA, something I don't know of any flat earther having produced besides Eric Dubé, who uses false measurements to prove his points.
Oh, deep, deep burn there. But seriously, this is a great way to do things, and I would be inclined to leave this alone, but I just can't. Because under all of it, Gematria is just nonsense. It means nothing, and you cannot make any assertions off the back of it.
Which is completely false. This is an ignorant man right here talking about things he doesn't know and thinking... He's just like my sister, honestly. You know, hey, SciManDan, my sister's single and miserable. She doesn't like cats, though, so maybe that's not going to work out. But I was going to say, you two idiots, you might find paradise together. You have to lose Zeusy, though. Here we go.
And do you know what else equals 201? Gematria Affects Sports is not a good channel. Of course, that is in the reverse full redaction cipher, but obviously still counts.
And understand, SciManDan, you might have a bigger YouTube subscriber count. You've never been deleted. But again, take a look at your little puny Patreon subscribers where people really see, that's where you see where people value your work. You have 200 people. You have 400 and some thousand subscribers. You have 200 people on your Patreon. Go take a look at mine, Zachary K. Hubbard. You'll see over 6,000. And you know what? It would be a lot bigger than that if it wasn't for all the censorship. Here we go.
Honestly, does any of this really matter though? Of course it doesn't, because you could probably find a way to make anything you want equal any number you want.
Wrong. False. Completely untrue. And listen to what he's saying. You can tell he's just talking. Who asked you to make this video? You had a year and a half to go. The video you're commenting on is a year and a half old. Well, I guess not quite a year and a half. It's over a year old. It's a year, a month, and it was a year, a month, and 10 days that you took on this video. And again, you didn't have anything to debunk other than just to dismiss out of your ignorance. And now probably, maybe, kind of, sort of. I mean, this is your video. Your video's trash. And again, this is why you have almost nobody who supports you financially.
But for now, we're all done and dusted on another Tinfoil Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it today, please do consider subscribing. I'll be, again, hugely appreciative. We're going for a real push for that 500,000 subscribers. And if you really, really liked it, then hit that like button as well.
Anyhow, SciManDan, you want to have a real debate? We can do a live stream. I don't care. We can do it on your channel. I can tell you need the charity. You only got 200 people over there on that Patreon. And, you know, you can put some ad revenue on it, maybe make a few bucks, and make up for the lack of people who really don't support your work, you know? If this per month thing gets up to something like $10,000 a month, I'll hire a couple people. You know, then I can afford to have some employees. I'll hire Jonathan, you know. I know Jonathan's looking for some steady work. I'd be happy to employ Jonathan. He's good at this. There's other people too out there who I'd be happy to employ. So if this number keeps going up, I don't need to make this much money a month. I'll use it to share the wealth and take this research even further. If I had a helper, then we could do the NHL games, etc., etc. be authentic. Right now, there's 10,787 coming in a month. That's more than I need for myself. That's why I'm paying $1,000 a month for a website. That's why I'm saving the rest of the money for a future cause, like getting a building and renovating it and being able to have the resources to put in the furniture that we can have to set up a, Gematria Effect news studio. This money is for the cause. If this money goes up to 30,000, I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen overnight. We're going to have the building. We're going to have people hired. It's going to make a huge difference. This isn't enough right now to rent a space, hire people, but it's a chunk of the way there. We just need 20,000 more people in the community to step up and pledge $1, or 4,000 people to pledge $5 a month. 30,000 is the mark to hire a team of people, have them on a salary, have health care, have a building, and have the resources to do things like travel when an important story happens. We can do a lot with 30,000 a month. It's the goal I'm setting. The more the merrier, but as much as I've been begging for that $1 a month pledge, and it hasn't happened, I don't want to ask for too much, but I am saying we hit 30,000, things will happen. Things will happen, and they'll happen fast, and you'll see it. I'm transparent. If this money goes up to 30,000, I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen overnight. We're going to have the building. We're going to have people hired. It's going to make a huge difference. I don't want to ask for too much, but I am saying we hit 30,000, things will happen. Things will happen, and they'll happen fast, and you'll see it. I'm transparent.
You liar. You liar.
And again, you got fucking twops like this saying Gematria is nonsense in 2022. I mean, literally, these people need a bullet in their head. They really do. This guy's a fucking scumbag piece of shit who'll go out and lie to 500,000 people. Bullet in the fucking head is what these people need. I'm not wrong. Again, I get sick of people leaving their crybaby comments. Zach, I can't listen to this shit. Then get the fuck out of here if you can't listen to a sorry-ass motherfucker. Do you not understand a war is being waged against humanity and we're fucking losing, moron? Are you just going to sit there with your non-violence, I'm not going to do shit about it attitude? Get this fucking sorry-ass faggot over here with his little cat Zeusy saying Gematria is nonsense. Bullet in the fucking head. Period. Debate, pussy. Come on here. Play a clip. Listen to this psycho man say I need a bullet in the head. Anyone who wouldn't understand that you don't needs one too. Been proving it every fucking day, and I got smarmy ass, sorry motherfucking pieces of shit like this. A fucking faggot with his little cat, which is what appeals to that's what appeals to the men of our generation. Fat fucking slobs like H3. A fruitcake with a kitty cat. This is a fucking joke in itself. This is a fucking outrage. That sorry ass, weak motherfuckers are what appeal to people. That's how fucked society is. And again, case in point, and again, for all the frauds of the world like Decode Your Reality who are bringing in bullshit ciphers and bullshit ways of calculating and saying it's all just the universe working, again, these people are fucking idiots and misleaders as well.
Because it's something about the matrix, something about the contrived matrix that they've become, and they think, an expert in, and you can't move them off of it. So what do you do?
Well, today I propose shooting them. I don't know if that's the right solution, but that's kind of how I feel. I feel like, if these people are just going to drag us all to hell, maybe a bullet in the head is the right solution. I'll let callers weigh in on that tonight. Do you think I'm right? Is it time to start shooting people? I honestly think it is.
Well, I think that here's the deal. I mean, they're, by not realizing that they're in a contrived matrix that is perfecting slavery, they're really essentially shooting themselves.
That's right. We might as well just shoot them and get it over with.
That's what they're involved in.
Yeah, just like you see a damaged animal there. I don't know what the solution is. I just know these people are dragging us all to hell, and they're truly. I know that they're all trapped in the Matrix, but they're mostly all just scummy, shitty people too. I mean, they just talk a lot of shit, and then just like I'm tired of like these scum people criticizing and talking shit about me when it's like, listen, I'm one of the only people in the world who's standing up for humanity and standing up for what's right, and I got some scumbag piece of shit talking shit to me. I think it's bullet in the head time. And the problem is there's not enough bullets in the world, and there's not enough people willing to pull the triggers, but God, I feel like it's time to assemble an army and overthrow the tyranny, which means the news networks and the government. And if we can't do it, then we go out like champs. I mean, I honestly feel like that's what time it is.
That's all, folks.
Till next time, Truth Seeker.